Okay, this is the living room of the new house, and this is the room that I picked to do for the one room challenge. So you can see that there is paint colors all over the wall, literally. They are all over the entire house. This one that I've painted the most is the color that we ended up going in the bedroom, and I just had paint on the roller and in the tray, so I went ahead and covered up some of the brighter colors that we had or darker colors that we had, like these greens. So here's the game plan for week 1. It's literally getting a game plan and getting the sectional. So we ordered the sectional new for this space, and I didn't want to pick a paint color until I had the sectional in place because, of course, that is going to influence what color I put on the wall.
Hey everybody, it is Brooke with the Junk Parlor. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. Today we are going to go over the room I am doing for the one room challenge. So have you heard of the one room challenge? I have heard of it many times scrolling through social media, and I always thought, oh, that would be fun to do, but I'm not going to do it. And that was when I was living in our old house in Centerville. Now we have moved to Ankeny, and I'm redoing every room already, but I'm very scattered, doing a project here, doing a project here, doing a project here. So I figured signing up for the one room challenge would force me to focus on one room and actually getting one room done. So I am doing this little before video so that I can turn around and put some paint clothes on and get painting in the living room. We have lived in camouflage for 3 months and I'm sick of it. I was waiting initially for our sectional to come in. It's in, and I still haven't painted. So signing up for the one room challenge is going to be great incentive for tackling those tasks that maybe I'm putting off a little bit. So if you are enjoying my channel, please click that subscribe button, click like, leave me a comment. What room would you do a one room challenge on? Because it was hard for me to pick since I'm literally still working on every room in this house. But the living room is the room that we are in the most, so that's why I picked it. But what room would you pick? Let me know down in the comments. And make sure you click that subscribe button. So come on, let's look at my living room.
And then game plan is that sometime in the next 8 weeks, I'm going to do a peg rail over here with a picture ledge with board and batten. So I am anticipating copying the door. Probably this closet door is a better indicator. But I'm going to use basically the same size boards, and I'm just going to probably keep it at the same height and run it across. So I'm figuring if you divide this wall into 3 sections, it's going to go up 2/3 for the peg rail. So that's kind of the idea there. Then on the windows, we have this scalloped blinds. And honestly, the color is fine, but the scallops really bother me. And so what I'm going to do on that is simply cut off the scallops. And then here along the fireplace, we are actually going to do built-ins, and I think that they will get started here in the next couple of weeks. We've been doing design plans and going over it, and I'll show you here how that's going to look. Here's the little sketch I drew to show all the contractors. Basically, I wanted the bottom to look like drawers but be doors because I think it's more functional. And then the upper portion, I wanted the whole first section to be open and not split. I made it where I wanted it to be about 18 inches. That's a good height for displaying pieces. And then the top has adjustable shelving. I picked this as one of my inspiration pieces. And so you can see the top on hers, the main part is open and then it becomes divided at the top. I liked this one as an example or inspiration because the fireplace is set back from the built-ins, which is going to be the situation in my own house. However, the hearth on this inspiration piece is raised. So this image was another inspiration. Again, the fireplace is set back from the built-ins, but there was no hearth. This piece is my inspiration for the bottom. Now these really are antique drawers, but we are just making some to mimic it. So you can see that this coffee table, I really think I want a round one and possibly am going to go dark with it. But that coffee table has been stripped and is, raw wood. And this table is going to be basically my inspiration on how I want to do the built-ins, because the built-ins are going to get built and then I am going to have to stain them or paint them however I want. Behind the TV, I think I want to do some kind of wood detail. Not really sure yet. And I'm happy also to have the sectional in place because it really kind of helps me game plan what I'm going to do back here in the walkway. So we do have a outlet right here on the floor. And we do have like an ugly back. So this is uneven. Even though the bottom is pretty much even, you can see this is stretched already. I mean, this is a brand new couch, but so I need to cover up the back side of the sectional. And I'm kind of torn on what I'm going to do and where. So here's the walkway. In this section, we've got boys' room, bathroom, and a boys' room. And so they are going to walk this way a lot. Plus you have your entrance into the house. So my different options are, and I don't want it to be the same on both sides. Maybe a sofa table, maybe a sofa table, maybe some stadium seating, probably not stadium seating, maybe a bench, maybe a bench. And I think that I'm going to drape my blankets across the seam. Depending on what I pick, I can do baskets and different things as well. So one of the other things about just coming into our home is that I feel like you really just walk in and bam, you're hitting the back of the couch. And so I needed to have the couch pushed up because I wanted it to be centered here against the fireplace. So I wanted the middle of the couch to be centered at the fireplace. So that left us with openings here by the window, which is fine because then we have access to the blinds. And then I wanted it to be close enough so that I had access to the outlet, but also that I could put at least one piece of furniture on either side and still have a decent walkway. So we have good space here. Where we get into a little bit of an issue is where we have this bump out for the coat closet, and then you have a little bit of spacing right there. So I feel like as I get the room painted, we get the built-ins done, then we will start testing out things. Another thing that I would like to tackle, which it's kind of hard to see right here, but there is a line from the previous owner's chair. Like he had a lazy boy chair here. He also had massively stained the carpet right here just from use. Well, new carpet is not in our budget currently. And so luckily the sectional covers up the dirt, but it does not, this view, you can see it better, does not help with the indents in the carpet because it probably sat there for 7 years. So my neighbor has a steam cleaner, carpet cleaner. We're going to try that out and see if that works. I have just been combing it with my fingers, vacuuming it a million times. Nothing is working. And the funny thing is in our bedroom, I misspoke. It is very worn down. And one hack I had seen said to use a towel and then iron over it, and that would steam it out. And all that seemed to do was melt the carpet. So I'm a little bit hesitant to do that out here in the living room. Luckily in the bedroom, it was just a space that we didn't really use. You can't see from the door, it's kind of hidden. The only other thing I want to point out here in our living room is our fireplace does match our kitchen cabinets. I've got the lights turned off back there. And then this cabinet is probably going to go into the basement. It could possibly be used as a sofa table. And you're not going to believe when I tell you that I picked this bad boy up for $11 at Goodwill. The top is not in perfect condition, but I mean, once you put some decor on there, it's completely fine. And although the color is not perfect with the fireplace color, I mean, it's pretty close. So stay tuned for future videos documenting how we're doing on our one room challenge, the living room.